Right, watching those events unfold in Paris is bound to add to everybody's nerves, but there's also another story emerging out of this too.
Well, according to our next guest, not only is she scared of getting caught up in a terrorist attack, she's also scared of being blamed for them, all because she's Muslim.
Tamanna Maya joins us now alongside Miqdad Versi, who's from the Muslim Council of Britain. And welcome to both of you. We were looking at the statistics earlier on. 58% of those surveyed felt that they'd experienced being treated with suspicion or being wrongly accused of something. 66% of those surveyed had experienced verbal abuse at some point. Physical attacks increased from 13.9% in 2010 to 17.8% in 2014. And for you, this is really real, Tamanna. You said from the age of 5, actually, you've experienced racial abuse, bullying, and this has had a huge impact on your life.
Yeah, it has. You know, I've been abused mentally, physically, verbally. I've been pushed around, I've been shoved, name calls, taunts, you name it, I've had it. I've experienced it from the young age of 5 when I was in an area, a very conservative, upper middle class area. I was the only Asian in the school, and my parents used to get a lot of abuse for it as well. I'd have instances where I'd be sitting there drinking my milk at break time, lunchtime, and I'd be pushed off the wall and people would they'd throw the milk back at me, and so I'd smell the whole day of milk, which was very nice and pleasant. Other times I had my best friend's sister. They didn't really like me, and they often used to corner me to the ground and then kick me. And even today, you know, many years on, I've still got that scar on my leg, and every time I look at it, it's all about the memories that I've had from being, you know, abused in the playground or, you know, taunted or things like that.
And even growing up sort of in adult life, I mean, not that long ago, you were walking back from the station on your way home, and a complete stranger approached you. What did she say to you?
Yeah, so I was walking home one day from the station. I was going back to university, and I had some food in my bag, and this middle-aged lady came up to me and said, "Oh, you got a bomb in your bag," or something. And I stood there completely speechless, and I didn't know what to say to her. And eventually, you know, I spoke to her and I really explained and reassured her that actually, no, this is some food. My mum gave me some food to take home to the university so I don't have to cook for myself. And I really had to explain that to her. And she was just like, "Oh, Joe's only joking, you know, calm down." And I realised that, you know, she wasn't really joking.
You know people who've hidden their faith because they feel that it is the safer way to live.
Yeah, I mean, I feel it's a real shame because, you know, being Muslim, I think you should be able to express who you are. You know, we're all humans. We all belong to the same human race. And I know people that, you know, they've had their headscarves ripped off their head, and they're frightened to leave the house. You know, I remember I've been frightened to leave the house. I almost feel like I have to look over my shoulder all the time and live in fear. And I know thousands of Muslims feel like that.
Islam is one of the world's great faiths. So how do you feel that you and your family and your friends and your faith are linked to what we were discussing at the beginning of the programme?
I think it's quite important. I think Islam, you know, it's a religion of peace and, you know, humanity. And we are linked because, you know, it's our religion. We have some sort of ownership to it. And, you know, sometimes we feel like we have to stand up and speak out about these things. If we don't, then who will? Because there's always, there's a minority that ruins it for us, and people label that and think...
As there are in all religions.
Yeah, as there are in all religions, but I almost feel like, you know, Islamophobia is really heavily focused on in the media, in the press, the politicians. There's a real focus on Islamophobia.